Yeah, because timings are such, some people are not able to attend, so we thought we can share with them the recording of our discussion. So that will help. So let me start with my introduction. I'm Ratnesh, and my journey is very interesting. I started just like that, working with children without any reason to be there, kind of thing. And because both me and my wife started just like that, working with children, and because we had no idea about how to work with children, we had no qualifications. We still don't have. Uh, we just thought we will observe them and learn from children about them, and the first few years like completely blew us off, right? Whatever we had heard about children education, whatever education we had gone through, was not what we were seeing. We were seeing something completely different, and I will talk about that in a little while, what we were seeing there. And that made us, that like pulled us away from our other, you can say, call it entrepreneurship. And we had to eventually shut that down because this was so much more interesting. We just got pulled in, and we have been working with children since then. So this was like 1999. So like it's been what, 26 years now since this incident happened. And yeah, within few years we were like totally with children, and after that there's been no looking back. um, but before I get into more talking about me and my children and all the other children and parents whom we have worked with, let me quickly touch upon uh, few observations that we have. The very first thing that we say is that there's nothing wrong or right about the conventional education system. It's fine, it's awesome, because some of us, some children thrive in it. They love the academic structure of the conventional system, and they thrive in it, and they go places and they do wonderful work, and it's awesome, right? Now, the question is not about them. The question is about the children who do not enjoy, as I think Sheetal was also mentioning, who do not enjoy. Now, there is nothing to address them. In the sense, more and more, they're more and more subjected to the more and more of the same thing which they are not liking, kind of a thing. So let's look at what happens to a child who goes through this not successful in school, exams, college space, which is like a good, you can almost talk about 15 to 20 years of one's life. So if somebody is going through this whole thing that I don't like this, but I still have to do it for 15 years, that's a huge amount of time, or 20 years, or 25 years actually. So what are the issues that we're talking about? And obviously we're talking about all of these. Let's take them one by one. The first one is, we're talking about a whole lot of social and parental pressure. If you're not good, if you're good, if you are the 90 percentage, and no problem. But if you are the 60 percentage, or if you just don't like it, if you just don't like to study, or just don't like some of the subjects and so on, then there is so much more pressure, and the marks are really the ones which, like, the ones who have 90s are really celebrated, but the ones who are 60 are really being put down. So our thinking is, hey, why do we need to push this child who is not enjoying, who's not getting great marks, into getting more marks? Why can't we let the child pull us on the basis of what the child likes doing? Because each one is unique, and each one does like doing things which which is deeply meaningful to them, may not be to us. Yeah. The second issue is obviously a whole lot of mental health struggles and self-esteem issues that people go through if uh, if they are not flourishing, especially in exams and stuff like that. If they're not getting the best of the colleges, what we want to say, hey, these exams are artificial. Finally, the real exam is life. Right. And let's look at that and embrace how these children or teenagers or youth can go through that, rather than put them down and then get into a whole lot of mental health issues. Uh, the third thing which invariably happens is a whole lot of punishments and harsh treatments happens to these children. And what we believe is that if we remove this burden from their wings, then they can just fly. As simple as that. And we have seen that again and again, every single child whom we have worked with. Um, Also, people tend to look at limited career opportunities, those glamorous careers, which we think the engineering and the doctors and the ITs and so on. But in today's world, I guess the possibilities are just too many. We shouldn't really bog down children with these limited career opportunities. But what this whole not scoring great, not liking subjects or exams does is also gives a huge amount of insecurity, especially to teenagers who are 16, 17, 18, 19. What will happen to me? But if you really show what really matters in today's world, and I'm sure many of you will at least agree on this one, that if you have a passion in one field and if you then develop the skills in that field, that's it. You can build your own future. And we have seen that time and again. Right. So we need to possibly look at the passion side more rather than the marks side more, is what we right. So what I want to conclude this part is that the question that we are asking is, hey, as educators, as counselors, as parents, whose side are we on? Are we side on the education system, which is just a system? Great, it's great for some, but not great for all. Or are we on the side of the child? When the child needs something else, why aren't we providing that to the child? Right. Um, so what we are saying is that child does not need to fit into, every child does not need to fit into education. Whoever fits in, great. But education can fit into the child. Now let me go back to my story. My story isn't really about this kind. We had a daughter who was still fourth going to school, and at fourth, she was getting A plus in everything. And then we said, oh, oops, this is not good news. Getting A plus in everything. How's that even a good news? That's bad news. That means she's cracked the way these tests and exams happens, and then she is only studying for tests and exams, and possibly she is getting what she is getting as A plus. And this isn't education. For us, education is something should be coming out from inside the child. So that's when we pulled out our daughter. And for a year, we were kind of unschooling, homeschooling kind of thing. But then we realized even this is not so fun. She was enjoying it, but her doing it alone. Why not do it as a whole group? And that's when an organization came up. And that's when we started working with a whole lot of children uh, who would love to do what they like doing. Education that is fitting them, that is giving them what they like, right? Um, let me show you one or two small videos of what parents go through. Me, I'm sure many of us know this, but still. And then what can it do to suddenly change the perspective? So here's one small video.
So she's in the area of counseling. So I asked her, what do I do with this child? He doesn't want to get into math, science, or not even commerce, or even literature. If I want him, he doesn't want to go to college. What do I do? She said, what are his strengths? I said, he can't do math properly. He can't speak the language the way I speak because again, it requires learning and he doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want me to help him. But what are the other things? Those are not strengths. Those are functional skills to live in a world. But what are his core strengths? What are his natural strengths? I had no answer. Then she told me, go back and again observe your son. See what are his core strengths. That's when I actually observed my son with taking the lens of judgment, because all through these years I was judging him. I was judging him with the lens that the society gave me. So this is how he should be. This is how he should have been at this age. This is how he should have been at this age. And these are the things he should have learned. But what are his natural strengths? I didn't know that.
What if you don't have to go to college to learn something or get a degree? Then you can go to real industry and do work with them. Like how I'm learning by working in car industry with automobile technicians and experts.
So
right. So that was Hari and his mom Lakshmi sharing what Lakshmi couldn't even realize that what are my child's strengths, and then the moment they allowed the child to explore his strengths. So Lakshmi didn't need to find his child's strength. The child needed to find. And when he came to us, we kept on asking the same question to him. Hey, what would you like to do? And he tried few things, but finally somewhere he kept on talking about bikes and car. And we said, hey, are you really, really interested in bikes and car? And he said, yeah, kind of. And And within a year, he was into internships and he just has 10th. He didn't give any exam after 10. So with only 10, he was within the industry, car industry, doing internship. And now it's almost 2.5 years later, he's actually has a job in the automobile industry in Hyderabad. So that's the beauty of somebody who has a lot of passion, who quickly picked up skills that is required in the industry. He was like the most voracious learner in the organization, so that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're saying, hey, what does this child want to do? What does this child deserve? The child deserves what the child really likes doing. Why can't we kind of pin on that? So that's exactly what Aarohi does. What we do is we invite the child to uh, explore his passions, her strengths, capabilities, talents. And then we work very closely with the child to discover, develop, and nurture those. Now, how do we do that? Let me little talk about that. So obviously, these children aren't going to study anything else other than what they want to get into. Yeah. Let me show one more video. This is the child's video, and where she's talking about how, in her case, she was just lost. She didn't know what to do, and let's see what she has to say about it.
In the beginning, I was totally confused and didn't know what I wanted to do more. I used to just sit simply. Then I somehow got the fear inside myself. Okay, what will my future be? What will happen after this? I had a lot of confusions. Did I take the right decision and all this? That's when I started exploring a lot of different fields like art, music, carpentry, electronics. After joining City, first I chose the electronics and art as my domain. But I somehow, with electronics, didn't feel I didn't enjoy that journey much. I still like arts, but I somehow feel it's not my passion. It's like my hobby, which I like to do in my free time and leisure time. That's when I started thinking which made me really happy from the past. Which domain did I really like doing and exploring from the past days, which I've explored. That's when I thought I liked mud construction. In the beginning, I was
Right. So that was Aparna. Two important things in what she has shared. One is, she shared this whole thing about the pressure of finding something. That was too much on to her. Everybody wanted to know what is she wanting to do in her life, right? But then when she got that time, so we slow down the child. We say, do different things. See, what is it that is really calling you? Take your own time. Sometimes some children take 6 months, sometimes 1 year, 2 years. But when they find it, there's no stopping them. Like how Aparna finally realized she loves mud construction. And now it's been again 2 years. This video was at 13. Now she is 15 and she has already done multiple projects of mud construction, multiple internships. And currently also she is designing some building based on mud. So that's the kind of energy comes in when they find out that that's what I really want to do. So what we are saying here is, hey, how does the child discover this? So there's a lot of exposure. So these are the 4 elements that we play with, rather 3 elements. A lot of exposure. Within that, out of the exposure that the child gets, the child can explore the ones that he is liking or she's liking, and then finally go deeper, which is the expertise level, into the ones which is really attracting them. And then when they are ready, they can convert that expertise into enterprise, as into earning through, let's say, an entrepreneurship or a job, an employment, or whatever, freelancer, whatever they want to. So I want to share one more video. Incidentally, he's my son, so he has never gone to school. And he will share all these 4 stages, how he has seen these 4 stages. So he has never gone to school at all. He's now 20 years and he has his... Okay, let me share the video rather than tell about him.
How did I become a professional without ever going to school? At Aarohi, I've always been doing something. Whether it was a skill worth learning or, well, this stuff. I've been a part of Aarohi my whole life, and I've gone through the 4 stages of learning, but I like to call them the quad E's. The first stage is exposure, where I was being introduced to new concepts like gardening, cooking, music, building stuff. a lot of stuff. Then I moved on to the second stage, exploring, experimenting, and gaining hands on experience. Here I did things like photography, art, fitness, adventure sports, and well, normal sports. After this, I leveled up to stage 3, which is expertise, where I try to master my skills and dive deeper into different things. I played football for 4 years at different academies, trying to become professional. I started working out and taking fitness more seriously. And digital marketing, where I started off with trying paid ads, web designing, slowly transitioning to social media and media production, which is what I'm doing right now, by the way. I even got my first internship for social media management, which was not paid. The final stage is enterprise, where I start earning while learning. In this stage, I got my second internship in a social media role where I learned a lot about social media and how the content production world works. Finished that and then started a content agency with my friend, and I'm also doing a part-time job with a podcasting agency right now where I'm learning more about different types of content. Usually I do short form content and podcasting is something totally different. So these are the 4 stages of learning that I've been through with Aarohi, and well, the learning never stops, but yeah, this is what you get if you join Aarohi. Bye. How did I become a professional without it?
Right. So the thing that I want to highlight as you saw his journey from a young child till here is that the industry is literally waiting for youth like these. Youth who are passionate about something, the industry wants to adopt them, wants to give them work, and wants to enjoy the results because these guys are very hungry, hungry to learn, hungry to do, hungry to prove, in not in the sense of proving themselves, but proving their work, them proving themselves in their field. And with that kind of an hunger, there's absolutely no stopping these guys. So we have had so many of these youths. Right now talking about the older age group, the youths who have all applied for various internships, all have got internships in the field that they want to get into. And some are still right now in internships, some have gone ahead and become professionals or their own work or got employment and so on. So that's the power of youth. Obviously, there's a lot of work that we do with them, a lot of one-to-one work we do, a lot of projects that they pick up. Initially, the younger children do their own projects kind of within ROT. The older children start doing the world projects where they take up projects from clients and actually start earning quite early, maybe not huge amounts, but enough to inspire them to learn more and do more. We also bring in a lot of personalization for each child. So that's the power of it. Each child, what that child likes, we will bring that kind of a personalized plan rather than saying everybody should learn the same thing. So on a given day, each child is learning absolutely different things if they want to. There could be some common things also if they want to do something together, but each one's plan is very different. Yeah. The second thing that we do is we bring in a lot of explorations, a lot of projects, lots of resources, lots of people to match what they need to what they what they want to do. So this is what I need and what kind of skills and knowledge and concepts do I want to do it. So yeah, that's something that we are constantly working with the child and the parents. Sorry, I also wanted to mention that the personalized plan is also done not just with the child but with the parents in view. So it's like a teamwork that we are doing, we parents and the child. So it's the parents are very closely involved and the parents are also learning a lot in this whole journey. The third thing is we are not limiting to what the child is saying. We are also giving a lot of different real world exposure. One example I'll give you is that every year Aarohi's accounts is done by one child. And let's say the next slide, I let it come. Yeah, this boy, when he was 11, now he's 13, he did the accounts. So at 11, he's doing the complete accounts right till balance sheet, profit and loss given to the chartered accountant at the end of the year. All debit, credits, all entries, all vouchers. So that's the kind of real world exposure. Not that we expect these children to become accountant. There's just an exposure. So like that, they can take up different exposures that they want. A lot of responsibilities. The fourth thing, which is extremely important, which was one thing which we found lacking in the conventional education, is this whole stress or whole importance that we need to give to emotions, to social skills, to leadership skills, to nurturing their own inside thought process, their own self-talk, their own belief systems, and so on and so forth. So a whole lot of, we do a lot of research and bring in a lot of tools, games, activities, methods, processes. One of the core being the reflective process, where they reflect every single day, the self-assessment that this slide is talking about, the daily review that everybody does every day to see where are they emotionally, where are they happiness-wise, and where are they in terms of what they are wanting to do, so on. Yeah. And finally, which I briefly mentioned, the whole idea of mentoring them to take their passions into profession. So there are some children who go back to school, college, uh, who may want to give 10th, 12th, who may want to go to a particular college. That's fine, absolutely fine. Children can spend a year, 2 years, 3 years here and go back. But there are many children who do not want to go back. They just want to continue their journey and reach the professional level. So, and there are also children who come in after doing 10, 12, come at 18, come at 16, come at 15, and then they start their journey with us again for 1, 2, 3 years. So the amount of duration is not important. Minimum is 1 year. But the more important part is that they decide where they want to go and the benefit that they get of really working within themselves, the inside out kind of thing. One very important aspect, which I briefly mentioned, is that we work a lot with the parents also, because finally the child gets a package of parents who are then also aligning with the child's needs and wants. And so we work with the parents, and then we work with the child, and kind of the children, the parents also help us to work with the child because they know their child. So it's like a nice team that works very closely with each other. So parents also get a lot of benefit. Yeah. So kind of to conclude, so what we say is minimum 1 year. The child we would like children to join at our campus. Typically, we take at campus because it's a stay place. Everybody lives together like a community. So it's typically 9+, 8, 9+ is what we take. And the children live here. They do what they like doing. They plan. The parents are welcome anytime. So family can come to campus any amount of time, any number of days, weeks, months. They can be at the campus with the child. The reason we like parents coming, because every parent is also a resource person. Every parent can work with not just their child, but with other children. That way children get exposure to a lot of adults, not just their parents, but a lot of other people who are coming from different, industry, different thinking, different strengths. But finally, that is the whole idea. So what I'm requesting, if you are a counselor or educator, and if you like this whole idea, and if you think or some parents who would benefit, connect them with us. And what we invite is, we invite those families whose children they would like to be part of Aarohi, to come and experience how the life at Aarohi goes for a week, because this is kind of something new for them. So they need to experience it. So that's something that you can, if you're talking to some parent, you can talk to them that go and experience it before you select or reject something like this. Yeah. So that's really what we are offering. Obviously, I can talk more based on what you are looking for. So let me stop the presentation here, and yeah. So cool. I finished within half an hour. That's decent. Normally I ramble too much. Anyways, yeah, you can ask questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer them as well. If more people want to join me on video, that would be nice. I'll get some visual connect. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes, I have a question, Ratnesh.
Sure, Shita.
So what kind of investment am I looking at to experience that 1 week stay apart from, my travel and booking my stay over there?
I can give you the links. You can just look up. All the information is out clear on the website, even the yearly expenses. Everything is very transparent. We are a charitable trust, so we are not here to make any profits. We work only on cost basis, contribution basis. So I'll put that link down just now in the chat. Yeah. But more, if people here in this group, if you want to know about the whole functioning, if you want to hear more stories about children or parents or however, that is what I'm always excited to talk about, especially the children's stories. Yeah. But take your time, think through. I know this is new because most of us have been just used to thinking of that there is one way of education, and this is like uh, totally stepping out from what the conventional education is and doing it all together as a larger group. Yeah.
So, would a child not very fluent in English be able to manage?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. English is not at all a big deal. In fact, don't give any importance to English at all, right? The just that the transformation happens very rapidly for the ones who come here, whether they are speaking different languages, they pick up English very fast because now they are not
Mhm.
supposed to be speaking English. They're supposed to be in any of our circle times, in our reflection times, in our any interactions. We are more than happy them speaking what language they speak. In fact, we encourage that, and when they feel
Mhm.
so openly accepted, then they are very quickly pick up English if that's what they want to do, which they realize that, yeah, and maybe in the professional fields English would play an important role, so they
Yeah.
they pick up very fast. But
Mhm.
yes, absolutely. We have a Bengali girl. Obviously, we have Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam. So that is definitely the neighboring states. So we have people from north coming from Punjab, coming from UP, Uttarakhand, Ahmedabad. We had recently one boy from near Pune, Satara. He used to speak only Marathi, and one boy from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, who used to only speak Gujarati. So Marathi,
Wow.
Gujarati, and we were enjoying those languages.
I want to be a child again and come there.
Okay, Arjun is asking what happened after 1 year. So, yeah, Arjun, what? So, actually, 1 year is the minimum. What happens after 1 year is that the child or the family decides whether they want to continue. If they want to continue, they continue, and they can go right up to their professional journeys. Like how you saw Drupad's video, who is now 20 and is already a professional. So, that is one way of going it. If they want to go back to to, let's say, give 10th or give 12th, or go to college, then there are, if you go to our website, and sorry, I didn't post the previous link, that is for the 1 week experiencing link. But if you go to our website and hear the case studies of different children and their parents talking about it, many of them have gone back to colleges also, and many have continued. Okay, not many have gone back, some have gone back, and many have stayed on and continued their professional journey. But all the options are open. There is no restriction to where you want to go. But how many years? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, it will depend on when the child is ready and says, now I want to go and do whatever else to do. Yeah, I don't know if I've answered your question, but uh, yeah, it really depends on the child. There's no fixed amount of time. I'll even give you an example. There was a girl, Shagun. She was really enjoying here, but her heart was in hotel management. So we pushed her out. We kind of literally kicked her out of ROE. We said, no, go, give your exams and get into hotel management. And well, she's gone places. She's in US now, doing some very interesting work in the hotel industry. So. It really depends on the child. What the child needs is prime to us. Yeah. So I will also put the link for case studies, because that's very interesting. Whether when you see different children doing different things and different journeys. Yeah. More questions? If there are parents also in this particular group, that's absolutely fine. I can talk about, you can talk about your child specifically, and I can see how best I can help you, or you can
Yatnesh,
come back to us one to one. Yes, sorry, yes, Veda.
I just wanted to share my experience because since I
Hmm.
work as a counselor in schools, I
Sure,
come
sure.
across a lot of students like this. Like,
Hmm.
they don't like this education system and they don't want to study, or many a times they're like, many a times stakeholders don't understand this and they
Yeah,
just want marks.
yeah,
And this kids has many a times they have told me also that I am going to lose my life after my 10th result.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we also have lost a child like that recently, 3 days back in Mysore.
Oh God. Okay.
And you are doing a wonderful job, and you have protected a lot of lives. So I think I need a lot of details of this. I think I have to share this with the parents as well.
Sure. Sure.
So we conduct a lot of parenting sessions in Mysuru, and
Hmm.
maybe I can announce there if I get to know all the details about the program.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure.
we share this with the parents, because I can see both the parents and the kids crying in front of me.
Right, right, right. I think the best thing is if you can tell them two things. One is obviously they can visit our website, and
Okay.
I am just putting down my meaning Aarohi's WhatsApp number so they can connect with us. The thing I would like you to tell them is, see, most parents worry if the child is not doing good in education system because they think there is no other alternative.
Right.
Beta, you have to do this. Beta, you have to do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that the moment they realize that there is option and there are children who have been over the last so many years, comfort, meaning they're going ahead and doing what they would want to do in life professionally also. So that's when at least they can explore and understand this concept. Whether they actually take up this or not, obviously is a family decision where different people may have different opinions about it. But at least they can come and then experience. So my suggestion to you and to anybody else is to invite them to explore this for a week, see how it actually works, actually meet the other youths who are doing it, other children, other parents who are doing it. When they talk to other parents, then they start realizing, oh yeah, okay, the parent is also like me only, it's not like they have some horns coming out of their head. We are
Yeah.
not a different species. We are just like each one of us is just like the same. So I think that brings down some kind of anxiety. But finally, yes, it's their call whether they want to. Also, every Saturday we do an orientation that is specifically for parents. This is from 5 to 6 in the evening, so they can ping us on WhatsApp and they can attend this online orientation again on Zoom. So this is for parents. Once they understand the concept, then if they want to come and stay with us for a week. So these two things, attend the orientation, understand the concept, and then come for a week is what you can suggest to people.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you so much.
Okay. Alexandrina is saying, do colleges, schools take children out of it? Yes, yes, yes. In fact, Alexandrina, in today's world, colleges and schools want students. They are not bothered. Where are you coming from? Right? It's a different scenario. Maybe 20, 30 years back, there was a lot of premium on school colleges, but now is not the same. Um, yes, depending on where the child is wanting to go, the child may need to give something, an exam or something like that, if the child wants to go back into the system, which is what the system follows. I'll give you one example. This boy Imad, at 17, he suddenly decided. So he was with us for from 14 to 17, and at 17 he decides that he wants to become a pilot. So when he found out about becoming a pilot, he realized he has to give 10th and 12th. So 10, 17, he had not given 10th and 12th. So he decided, and in 8 months, he prepared for 10th through NIOS, got good marks, whatever. And then he said, okay, now I can give 12th after 1 year. In NIOS, you don't have to wait for 2 years to give 12th if you are of the required age. So he said, I can give NIOS after 1 year. Now, what do I do? So, everybody suggested to him, why don't you go and meet more pilots and find out what is this whole thing about? So he liked that idea. He's anyway a lot of a people person. So he likes going and meeting people. So he met lots of pilots in that 1 year while he was preparing for his 12th. And by the time he finished his 12th, he did give his 12th. He realized, he said, I don't want to become a pilot. He changed his mind. So what I'm trying to say is, since he required an exam, he gave an exam. That's how it works. But then the motivation to study for that particular exam is coming from him, because he wants to become a pilot. Nobody is telling him to become a pilot. So that's how it works. So I'm not saying it will be easy. Nothing is easy, nothing is difficult. Challenges are there in anything, right? The idea is not to make it easy or difficult, but the idea is that yes, possibilities are there, and and children become empowered enough to take on whatever challenges will come to reach where they want to reach. That's the core of Aarohi, to empower, to make the child strong from inside. Then whatever they want, they can go ahead and meet that. Yeah. In fact, I have just one more story coming into my mind. Was that this child who applied for a internship, and then interview happened, and he got rejected in his internship, and he kind of came back to the whole group, said, oh god, I have one. So the whole group said, okay, no problem, you can try other places. But he was not satisfied with that answer, so he said, I don't know why they rejected me. That was his main anger. Why did they reject me in the internship interview? So somebody just suggested to him, why don't you call them again? He said, yeah, that's a good idea. So next day he called the CEO again, said, why did you reject me? And the CEO really liked this idea that this guy is coming back and asking me why they rejected him. So he gave the whole explanation. And when he gave the whole explanation, this boy says, hey, can you become my guide and mentor and tell me how do I develop these skills, which you tell I'm not good at. So much so that till date, that CEO is still mentoring this particular child, although he didn't join there as an intern, but he's still so that's how it happens. The children find their own ways and methods. Okay, where they're saying where we are located. We are located near Bangalore. It's about 2 hours drive from, let's say, the heart of Bangalore. Mostly because Bangalore has a lot of traffic. But physically we are located inside Tamil Nadu. So we are just out of the border of Karnataka into Tamil Nadu. The campus is near a village, so it's not in a city. It's away from city. It's a residential campus, and we all live together. And yeah, but broadly, it's 2 hours from Bangalore. Sorry, I'm not sure I got the questions. Provisions from children from Delhi. I'm sorry, I'm not sure I got your question. But we have had children from Delhi, from Punjab. We've had children from all different states. So I'm exactly what you're looking in terms of provisions. So let me also share that children, when they come and be part of Aarohi, we are not a school or a college. So we don't follow we broadly have a 1-year structure, but it is up to the child to decide, or the family decide how much time. So for example, a child can come, be here for, let's say, 2-3 months, then for 1 month go back home, then again come back for 3-4 months, like that. So it's not like a fixed thing. It's a very fluid thing. It depends on what is the child wanting to do. He may say, I'll go back home, and at home, near my home, let's say there's a girl called Srijani. She is into baking. So she said, in near my home, there are some options of baking, and I want to go there and do that for a month or two. So she went back home, did that baking, then again came back, did a lot of baking here. So like this. So depending on what the child needs, the child can keep moving between the campus and home. But initially, when they are still trying to figure out themselves, they will spend a larger portion, almost the whole year, in between, going back home whenever they want to. But otherwise, they will spend larger portion here, and then switching. I don't know if I have understood your Kritika, your question of provisions for children.
Yeah. So basically, I am working as a school counselor. I'm from Delhi, and I have a child who has repeated 9th standard like once or twice, and now because of the CBSE boards and everything, he's a child with special needs. And so I have tried counseling him and providing him therapy and all. Even after a lot of things, he was not able to cope up with the school. So I was looking something for him where he's amazing at cooking, and he wants to be become a chef.
Super.
But yeah, please continue.
No, please, you continue, please.
So yeah, so I just wanted to go through. I was going through your website, and I wanted to help him. How can you suggest me for that?
Right. As I was telling, the best would be maybe obviously after you talk to his parents and him, they can join us for our orientation, which happens every Saturday,
Yeah.
5 to 6.
Okay.
So that's the first step. So they at least get to know what we do. Then,
Right.
if this interests them, we can do a one-to-one video call with them more to discuss specific needs and if there are any thoughts or questions that they have.
Okay.
And then they come and spend here a week. Not just the child, the parents
Okay.
also come and they stay here for a week. And we want parents to stay here for a week because it's not that the parents will come here and just see the place. No, they will also be learners for a week. So they
Right.
will experience how children learn while they are also staying here. So let's say the two parents and one child comes, all three, for us all three learners are coming for a week, and they will enjoy the week here by doing what each one wants to do. So they will understand how this place works. And then if they want to join the child here, then the child can join here. And yeah, and as I said, everything is very flexible. It's all built around the child rather than it becoming another system.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Arjun is asking, if so, what were the challenges? So, Arjun, if the word challenge is very interesting word for us. If you're saying, has there been challenges? I would say yes, loads. And even if the challenges are not there, we are there to create challenges for children. What I'm trying to say is that we believe that the challenges one faces in one's life, wherever one is, that is the most precious curriculum, and that develops us from inside out. It's like, we need to walk through fire to become stronger, kind of a thing. So what we are saying is that yes, children will have challenges. They may, for example, not be able to, let somebody talked about language, or may not be able to adjust with a certain thing, or may not be able to find out which domain where they want to get into, what is it that they want to do too much. So there are different challenges, different children face emotional challenges, social challenges. But the beauty is all of those challenges are opportunities for them to learn from, to develop. And that is where we come in. We work very closely. We understand this child is facing this challenge. So this is how we can work, or we try it this way and it work that way. So the whole idea is to be child focused. Since none of us are teachers, there's no teachers here. We have all the time to actually observe the child, and all the time to spend with the child to understand the child, because we don't need to make him understand any subject, you know what I mean, and so on. So given that kind of an approach, we are able to use the challenges as curriculum to develop them. So we say challenges is absolutely a must. That's the best news that we have, that there are challenges. Now let's learn from those challenges. Right. So, which is the story I was telling? That child being rejected by the person who gave him the internship interview, but he did not take the rejection as a loss. In fact, he took that as a gain, because he went back to that person and gained a mentor in the whole process. Yeah. So that's how we approach. So for us, all problems are good news. We are very happy when there is a problem. We are actually unhappy if there is no problem. So we try to create problem. In fact, people often, at least to me, a lot of people don't call me mentor. They call me tormentor because I'm already always troubling them. So that's the whole idea. Yeah. Stretching ourselves in many different ways, emotionally, socially, mentally, physically, everything. Right. Any other questions? Yeah, so once again, I'm just repeating that if you know any family, the whole idea is at least to introduce that there is an option to them. Now, really, it's up to them if they want to take it forward. And uh, we are not the marketing kind, like to push it, because if it makes sense to the family that let's try this out, and 1 year is not a very big deal in anybody's life. Like you were saying, the child is repeating. So if the child is repeating a class, the child as well explore an option of 1 year here and see what that does to the child. It does huge difference in 1 year. uh, and obviously then most of them don't even want to go back. They want to just continue this journey. Some of them, because of certain specific profession, want to go back to a college or give 10 12th and then go to college if they are younger children. So we have children at campus, all 8 9 plus up to 21. Right now 21 is the oldest, and we typically stop at that age. Uh, Veda, yeah, that's the beauty of the Saturday session. So it would not necessarily be totally in English. It depends on the group, and we have people. Even if somebody wants to speak Tamil or Kannada or Hindi, we can definitely, either make the discussion bilingual or just create breakout rooms, and they can have, depending on what language they want. So they can inform to us in advance that they would prefer to, understand this in this language, so we can ensure that there is somebody to help them. Mostly we just make our discussions only multilingual. So I don't know if you are you looking at Kannada is as the language. We can definitely have people and with Kannada.
Yes, because there are a lot of people who want Kannada, and when they understand in mother language, it's easy for
Absolutely.
them to.
Yeah, without doubt, without doubt, with
Yeah.
you totally. Right, right. So that's what, if they indicate to us when they are kind of connecting with us on WhatsApp on our number, saying that they would like to know more and they would like to attend the orientation, we'll give them Zoom link, and they can at that time inform us that if they can be addressed in Kannada. Also, if they are not fitting in some way or not vibing with this online Zoom kind of a group meeting, then we can just do a one-to-one also with them. That's not a big deal. So it's not something that it's like everybody should come to a group session first. It's just that it's more convenient for us to talk to a group rather than to each one individually. But we can definitely do a one-to-one, whoever feels more comfortable that I just want to do a one-to-one. Okay. June is saying personally, but what's the core of curriculum? What's the main thing which come in the curriculum? Okay, so the core of the curriculum is to, if you ask me, is to expand. Okay, now what does that mean? Let's say, let me give you an example. Okay, this child, her name is Mishti. She was at that time, I think, 10 or 11. 10, I think. So she said, Uncle, I like writing quite a lot, and but what do I do? What books do I read? What do I do? That kind of a thing. So we said, oh yeah, you like writing, great, awesome. I said, I also like writing. So chalo, we form a little club, and what this club will do, or what this group will do, we will write every day. So the suggestion that we gave became what we got a nickname called SWAD, which was Serious Writers of Aarohi Daily. And we formed a little group. About 6, 7 mix of children and adults joined in that group. And these adults are nothing but parents of other children. They all joined in. But the idea was that every day we will write. Now, she just mentioned writing. Now, we have expanded that writing into writing every day, writing on a different prompt every day. So, somebody will post a prompt every day, and you just write on that prompt how many ever words you want to write. Nobody will analyze it, nobody will evaluate it, nobody will give a thumbs up or thumbs down, nothing. You just write every day. And this girl was at that time, somewhere between 10 and 11. Now she's more than 13. So it's almost been a 3-year journey. And she's literally almost written one every day. And very recently, just 2 months back, December, she has published her first book. So, that's the energy of just writing one whatever thing a day. So this is something that we created for her. This expansion or enrichment, whatever word you want to call it, expansion or enrichment of her interest, we created by this idea. We created this idea, then we started, posting prompts for all kinds of prompts. And she developed just by writing. Obviously, she's also reading. So it's not like she stopped reading, and reading is helping her writing. Definitely. All the other things are also helping her. but we gave it a kind of a form in which she can see the ability that she has and grow it by leaps and bounds. Yeah. So that is how it works. Yeah. Okay. I hope this example helps me. I can give many, many more if we have time. Alexandrina is saying, Yahoo Lev, he prepared. Right. Okay. So if that's your question, so do we prepare children for 10th and 12th? No, we don't prepare children for examination. Typically, children who want to give an examination, yeah, as you rightly said, either they can leave Aarohi permanently or temporarily, or in this particular case, Imad's case, he decided he would do his preparation here. He chose subjects out of which he needed only his help in maths. He said, rest I can figure out. Only in maths I need help. So he, obviously with help of us and his parents, found a tutor who can guide him in maths. So he was working on maths with a tutor, an external tutor, nothing to do with us. But for everything else, he was doing it on his own. Obviously, he found peers for something like geography. He found some parent who was already into geography, so he would exchange notes with her, talk to her. She wasn't like a mentor to him, but she was more like a peer to him, though she was not studying geography like that. So it's a very if you get the idea, it's more like a community, it's like how they say it takes a village to raise a child. So there's a whole lot of parents, and every parent knows which child is wanting what. And so we tell, okay, every parent knows, okay, this child is wanting to become a pilot, is giving 10, so whatever help can be given. But actually we don't take the responsibility of preparation of exam, because that's not our strength. Our strength is not to prepare somebody for any exams. There are enough people out in the world who are specializing in that. So why would somebody take that help? Yeah. uh, the interesting thing is, when you are saying how did he approach country thing, that he was not part of regular speaking, see, that is the difference we make. The idea, it is not like the child comes in today and starts saying from tomorrow that I want to give exam. Then there's no point in joining ROE. If already somebody has decided to give exams, then why join ROE? No. First you have to work on yourself. And when they become stronger from inside. So this Iman was for 4 years with her. With us, you give him anything, he was like bindas, he was like, do anything. He was that kind of a boy. So when you think of 10th, 10th, there's another boy, Advik. He also prepared in some 8 months. But before that, from 8 years of age till 13, he was with us. And at 13, he had already mastered the stock market. He had even designed a software to do the technical analysis. Although he was not into coding and all that, still with help of somebody, he designed a software also at 13 during the COVID time. And then after the COVID year, then he said, okay, his parents said, why don't you give 10th? He said, okay. 6 months he prepared and gave 10th. Now, why could he prepare in 6 months? Because he knows if he wants to do this, he can just go ahead and do that. So that's see, that capability is in everybody. We haven't first made them stronger. Right from day one, we have touched on their weakness part. We keep on pointing to their weakness rather than developing them through the strength. So that's how it has worked for us. And that's why every child who wanted to do whatever they wanted to do has been able to do that. If that required examination, they have gone for that. If that did not require, then they have gone ahead in whichever field that they wanted to. Yeah, okay. So we are almost at 4. So we can possibly pause here, and thank you very much, all of you, for patiently joining. And please bother us. You have the number. Please ask us questions, help parents connect with us, and see how we can help the children, especially who are struggling, to actually discover themselves. Yeah. So thank you. And yeah, we'll stay connected, and have a good day. Thank you.